Good afternoon, everyone. Please, if you can hear me, just let me know. Good afternoon. If you can hear me, just let me know by writing, yes, I can hear you. Good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon. Hello, Sister Vicky. Hello, good afternoon. Mr. Wispire, good afternoon, good afternoon. Good afternoon, Sister Happy. Good afternoon, Mr. Victor. Please, if you can hear me, just write below, yes, I can hear you, so that we can proceed. Otherwise, I cannot proceed without you hearing me. Sister Edith, good afternoon. Good afternoon, Sister Amaka, good afternoon. Mr. Boss, yes, I can hear you, very good. I appreciate that one. I think with that alone, I can proceed, or we can proceed. Thank you. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Please do not forget to share this meeting with your friends. Okay, thank you, Sister Edith. Thank you, Sister Vicky. Good afternoon. Thank you. Thank you. Please don't forget to share it with your friends. And, you know, sometimes when we share it with our friends, because, you know, sometimes friends, they don't value what you share for them, except maybe after they must have seen the result. So if you know any of your friends that is not, you know, please, with you sharing this link with him or her, I think you don't even need to bother. So thank you. I appreciate you for this afternoon's meeting. Don't forget, we are here to answer questions together. In order not to waste much time, please permit me to share my screen with you with the first question. And my name is Frank, if you are meeting me for the first time. Today, we are here to answer questions together. We have the first question here, which is number one question, which says, l'inquinamento dell'aria prodotto dai veicoli a motore può essere ridotto evitando di usare il veicolo per brevi percorsi. So if you think the answer to this question is vero, you can just go ahead and write vero. If you think it's falso, you can go ahead and write falso. But at the end of the day, we always you know, try to understand why it's vero or why it's falso. Okay, thank you, Sister Vicky, for inviting your friend. I appreciate that one. And please always, you know, learn to invite your friends. Sometimes people think maybe it is only when you are about to write your exam that this thing is needed. No, these are things that we need to know, even when you have gotten your license, you understand? Even somebody who is driving already, you can send the link to that person. Let me tell you something. If you want to give a try, something you know, ask somebody that you know that is already driving. If you ask them 10 questions of what you know, believe me, they are going to fail at least 3 or 4 of each. I promise that. So it's not wrong for you to even send it to somebody that you know that is right, that is driving already. You understand? That is it. Especially when you know that the person have time to listen to something of such. You understand? So that is it. Thank you, Sister Vicky, for that. And that your friend will welcome you. You are welcome. You know, don't worry. You know, definitely you get to understand what we are doing here. What you need is patience and consistency. We always come out every Saturday around 2 o'clock. Sometimes we come at 2 o'clock precisely. Sometimes today, I think this is already 2:26, you understand? Sometimes it's just the hour around 2 o'clock, because sometimes due to some personal activities, I may not be able to meet up exactly 2 o'clock, but within that range, I always try to come out. But also, if I can't come out, I will always try to, you know, let us know via WhatsApp, you understand? Like I think in 2 or 3 weeks time, I think 2 weeks time, because today is 1st of you know, April, and also I wish you a happy new month, you know, for that. So in 2 weeks, I think 15th of April, I will not be around for some personal reasons, you understand? Those who are close to me, they know the reason why. So that is it. So whenever I'm not around, I will always try to inform us, but I always try my best to make sure I come out whenever I have free time and whenever I think I can do so, because I think every one of us need this information in order to help us understand what we need to know, and also for those who are preparing to write exam, so that the questions that we answered here will not be a problem for you on your exam day. So this question, we are having response from Sister Edith, which said, number 1, Vero, and Boss Ball said, number 1, fast. So please try to be specific, because as we proceed, if you just write Vero, I will not understand whether you are referring to number 1 or number 2. Thank you for doing that. So Sister Happy, Mr. Happy Festus said, sorry, Sister Happy Festus said Vero, Sister Amaka said Vero, and Sister Vicky said Vero, Tina Boss said Vero, and Mr. Monday said Vero, Sister Happy Robinson said Vero. So as usual, I will not tell you it's Vero or Faso. You understand? we need to go and see what is vero and what is false, and what is the question itself talking about. Mr. Patrick, thank you. God bless you too. Okay, Moses Grande said vero, and Sister Vicky said one vero, and Boss said one false. Okay. L'inquinamento dell'aria prodotto dai veicoli a motore può essere ridotto evitando di usare i veicoli per brevi percorsi. Always tell us, any question you see that we answered here is not supposed to give you, a headache on your exam day. What is inquinamento? L'inquinamento, don't forget this L that is, attached to it is just like, should I say the, pollution of air, you understand? So that is what this thing is doing. So the inquinamento, what is inquinamento? Inquinamento is pollution, you understand? Pollution of air. L'inquinamento dell'aria, you understand? The pollution of air, or the air pollution produced by vehicle, you understand? Vehicle with engine can be reduced by avoiding the use of vehicle in a very short distance movement. For example, you are living in number 15 and you want to buy something in the house, maybe number 20 or number 30. You just carry your, you want to go there with your car. No, it's not good, you understand? That is where you see the white people, the European, they mostly use a bicycle. You can even see somebody, maybe very important person, riding bicycle. It's not a problem for them, you understand? So you can't be, maybe you are just moving from, you have a distance of 500 meters or 1,000 meters, you want to use your car. So they prefer to use maybe bicycle, or they walk, you understand? Don't forget, it's always good to walk, you understand? Even sometimes doctors recommend us to walk, you understand? So they walk. By doing so, you are also reducing, air pollution, you understand? Because where you are supposed to go by foot, you are going there with a car. It's not good. So, l'inquinamento dell'aria prodotto dai veicoli a motore può essere ridotto evitando di usare i veicoli per brevi percorsi. È vero. The answer is vero. You understand? We can reduce air pollution by avoiding to use our vehicle for a distance of short for a movement of short distance. You understand? So the answer is vero. Learn how to use learn how to walk to a short, distance, or an errand of a short distance, or you use your bicycle. It's an exercise, you understand? It's part of exercise. So, and also it helps us to reduce the, air pollution, you understand? So the answer is vero, you understand? If you see this kind of question on your exam day, remember to answer vero, and don't be afraid about that, because I guarantee you that you've gotten it right. So the number 2 question said, guidando un veicolo a cui sono stati modificati i motori e la mamita, si può incorrere in pesanti sanzioni amministrative. So what do you think is the response to this question? True or false, vero or falso? Please leave your answers below. Don't forget, you can answer vero, you can answer falso. Nobody is holding cane before you. The only thing that can happen is maybe you get it wrong. And when you get it wrong, don't worry, I will always try my best to make sure I do the explanation. And don't forget, if there is something you don't understand, do not hesitate to ask questions. Sister JP, yes, I can hear you. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Lady JP. Thank you for that. Okay. Okay. Boss said number 2, false, vero, sorry. Happy Robinson said number 2, vero. Sister Deborah said number 2, falso. Sister Martha said number 2, vero. And Sister Vicky said 2-0. Mr. Monde said 2-0. Sister Edith said 2-0. Guidando un veicolo a cui sono stati modificati I motori e la mamita, si può incorrere I pesanti sanzioni amministrative. Please don't forget, if there is any word you don't understand, that is a word itself, or even the sentence, in a whole, you don't understand it, please remember to ask questions. Because if you pretend you know it, I'll feel you know it, you understand? But if you tell me you don't know it, I will always try my best to do the explanation. Even if it's something that I don't know, I will make a research and make sure I give you the feedback, you understand? Because we are here to learn. So, Sister Edith said Vero, Mr. Solomon said 2-0, Sister Faith said 2-0, Mr. Moses said 2-0, and Sister Sophia said 2-5. So, okay, she corrected that and said 2-0. Okay, very good. Guidando un veicolo a cui sono stati modificati I motori e la mamita, si può incorrere in pesanti sanzioni amministrative. Now, there is something you need to understand. There are offenses that when they occur, the responsibility is under the owner of the vehicle. And whereas there are some, when they occur, the responsibility is under the person that is driving the vehicle. This question is telling us, driving a vehicle that the engine and the exhaust, you understand, is modified, can lead to a very heavy, administrative sanction. Don't forget, this guidando here means driving vehicle. We already know is a vehicle that is stati modificati, that modify, or that the engine, because the motor here means the engine, while the la marmita means the exhaust of a car, you understand? Può incorrere can lead you to a heavy pesanti sanzione, which is a heavy administrative sanction. It is true, because let's, for example, this is a engine of a car. Now, don't misunderstand the difference between modification and reparation. When you are modifying something, for example, we have this engine like this now. This, tube, we have it here. If maybe because you are a very good mechanic, or you have somebody that is very good that you think and he tell you that this tube, we can shift this tube and put it here, then this tube will now become something like this. That is called modification. It's not reparation. If this tube is 40, maybe something pierced it, you understand, it's leaking, we have leakage in this tube. Then you substitute it with the approved tube. That is not modification, that is reparation, which is allowed, you understand, as long as it is carried out by the person that is, qualified for that particular job, you understand. Then another thing, if this battery is 40, I go to the supermarket, I buy the battery, and I remove this one and put the new one. That is called, a substitution. You understand? It is not a modification. You understand? I substitute the battery of this engine. But here we have the positive, and here we have the negative. If somebody now tell you that I can take this negative to the positive and take the positive wire to the negative, that is called modification. All those things, they are not allowed. You understand? So they are not allowed. When you maybe you are not changing things in the engine, changing A to B, changing B to C, it becomes modification. It is not allowed. But it is not allowed, but when you are repairing it, that is fine, as long as the person repairing it have the qualification to carry out that repair. Then the same thing goes to the manemeter, which is the exhaust. Now, if you watch this exhaust, you see here we have 1, 2, 1, 2. You see the way you understand, they constructed it. If, for example, now somebody will tell you, because I'm a very good, exhaust modifier, then I want to make this thing, instead of diverting it, I want it to be 1, you understand? It becomes modification. Or maybe I want to make this one, let it be 3, instead of 3, 2 exhaust, I want to make it 3. It becomes modification. All those things, they are not allowed, you understand? So whenever you drive, it does not mean that you must be the owner of this vehicle, but as long as you are driving it and these things, they are modified, you can be sanctioned heavily, and this is going to be a fine that you find difficult to forget, in your entire life. That is why I'm not advising you to carry out such activity, you understand, because it is not allowed to modify anything. Take note, anytime quiz, the question is telling you modification, that you can make modification in your vehicle. Even if you don't understand the rest part of it, put FASO, because I can say, I would have said 99% or 100%, but I don't want to exaggerate. Let me say 70 to 80% of things inside the car, you cannot modify them, you understand? So, like I said, I don't want to say 100% or 90%, 99%, so that I don't exaggerate. You understand? If not, I would have said 100% of things that you have inside the car, you cannot modify them. You understand? So, anytime you're answering a question and you see any question that tells you that this thing can be modified by anybody, and you don't understand the rest part of the question, put FASO. Because you don't have the permission, you don't have the audacity, you don't have the go-ahead to modify anything inside the engine of any car, you understand? So even if a mechanic is to do such, you need an authorization, you understand, from the motorization, you understand, because this car, the way it is constructed, is everything is registered or recorded inside the carta di circolazione, you understand? So whenever you are driving a car that the engine or the exhaust is modified, you are taking the risk of having a very huge administration sanction. You understand? So you can be sanctioned administratively, in a way that you find it difficult to forget or not to talk about. You understand? So the answer is vero. Quando un veicolo a cui sono stati modificati il motore e la manemeter si può incorrere in pesanti sanzioni amministrative. The answer is vero. If you come across this kind of question on your exam day, put vero to the answer without having anything to fear about. Okay, Sister Sophia, don't worry. You have my number there. You said you would like to speak with me. You have my number. You can call me, directly through that number, and you get to me. But please, in case you call me, maybe I didn't respond to the call. Just bear it in mind. It's because I'm busy. At my convenient time, I will surely and definitely get to you. But if you send me a message on WhatsApp, I may not be able to respond immediately. You understand? At my convenient time, I will respond. But if you want to call me directly. It's very easy to reach me, through a direct call. Thank you for that one, Sister Sophia. Okay, Mr. Sister Mebe, don't worry, you came late. You know, don't forget that we're on a YouTube meeting, so you can definitely later go and watch. You know what we. This is just the number 2 question. With the number 1, you can later go and watch it. The most important thing now is for you to give me your attention for this remaining part of the program. Thank you and welcome, Sister Mebe. So the number 3 question said, per salvaguardare l'ambiente dell'inquinamento atmosferico bisogna premere diverse volte a fondo i pedali dell'acceleratore affinché il veicolo raggiunga in fretta la temperatura di esercizio. So what do you think is the right answer to this question number 3, true or false, vero or falso? Leave your answers below. Okay, we're having Sister Sophia said number 3 falso, and Mr. Victor said number 3 falso. Sister Happy say falso. Sister Happy just try to be specific. Thank you. Mr. Robinson said 3 falso. Sister Maka said 3 falso. Mr. Monde said 3 falso. Sachi Gozie said 3 falso. Sister Deborah said 3 falso. So we are saying falso. Okay. Mr. Emo, Sister Mas say falso. Okay. Me, I'm saying maybe it can be falso, it can be vero. Wow, Mr. Friday, good afternoon. Sometimes you used to I know you are enjoying your car now. That is why we don't always see you. I'm happy to see you here, Mr. Friday. And I love that because sometimes you still try to join because, you know, let us not forget that even professors, lecturers, they still read books, you understand, even in that particular subject or that area or that environment where they are professors and lecturers. This is to keep them themselves or their self informed, you understand? You know, some people immediately they just pass their exam, child, bye-bye, you know, any other thing, you know, they don't even care. But I still see, sometimes I used to see Mr. Friday, Sachi Gozie. These are people who pass their exam, you know, well, without missing out anything, but they still want to, you know more. It encouraged me, you understand? And there you will see somebody who is having an exam tomorrow or next tomorrow. He don't even care. Later he will tell me, I didn't even remember that today was YouTube. So you expect me to call you on phone. Well, God help us. So that is that one. Good afternoon once again, Mr. Friday. So this number 3, it said, okay, number 3 said, per salvaguardare l'ambiente dall'inquinamento atmosferico bisogna premere diverse volte e a fondo i pedali dell'acceleratore affinché il veicolo raggiunga in fretta temperatura di esercizio. Now, if you look into the dashboard of your car, you will see something like this. This is the temperature gauge. Now you see now it's reading 0. Immediately you on this car, this vehicle, you see that little by little, this temperature will be coming up. You understand? It will be coming until it got to the, you know, the position where it is supposed to be, just like this other image here, which I would like to show us if my laptop permit us. Okay, yes. So you see, this is the speedometer of another vehicle. You can see it here. You see now, this vehicle is steaming. The ignition is turned on, the car is, is on. But this one, the ignition is either the ignition is just on, the engine is not on, the ignition, they just turn it on, or it's just something that is recent, you understand? So it needs time to, to go up. Now, this gauge, do you really need to force this gauge to come to this position? The answer is no. You see, sometimes you will see some people. I remember the place I was living before, there was one guy, very early in the morning, he would just go to where his car is, start the engine, boom, 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 warming this engine in a way that people will even wake up from sleep. What is wrong with this? That is why sometimes when you are doing something and people are looking at you, sometimes we always mistake this, this point. We would say, this person is tripping. This person is, wow, is just looking at me. The person maybe is wondering, do you think this person is, he or she know what he or she is doing? So this person that is looking at you, in his or her mind is full of so many things. You understand? Should I go and tell this person? If I tell this person, what will be his or her reaction? You understand? Or are you sure that this person is normal? There are some things you do, if you are not careful, people will begin to look at you as somebody that is not normal. You understand? But you will misunderstand it and say, this person is just tripping. It's very far from it. This guy will wake up very early in the morning. When I asked him, he said he's warming his car. Are you the one to warm your car? That is not how to warm your car. Now, I want to tell you something. If after you, maybe, especially during cold period, if you are driving a car that is using diesel, you start the car, be patient to wait for some time before you pick up, or before you kick off. Wait, the car will steam to some extent that, as in you see the gauge, you understand, will come up, you understand. There are some cars, there are some, some spy, the thing will show yellow. When the car is, is ready, that yellow will go off, you understand? Like my car, I don't have that spy, but whenever I turn it on, especially during cold time, you will hear the car, sounding differently. But after sometimes, you hear it come back, as in the engine will be relaxed. Nobody will tell you that, okay, this car is ready to go. You are not the one to go and warm it, boom, boom, boom. You are just one, making noise pollution and air pollution. You are polluting the environment, you understand? It is not called for. If you see anybody that is disturbing the environment in that manner, if you have that courage to tell the person to please stop that and educate the person, if the person is ready to learn, fine. Otherwise, but you don't be in that position to wake up in the morning and say you want to warm your car. You are polluting the air. You don't have to press down the pedal of your accelerator of your vehicle to make the temperature gauge get to the normal, you understand, or to where it's supposed to be. No, everything is programmed. If you on your car, wait, you understand, wait a little. This thing mostly happens during the winter, you understand. During the winter, you see car, you understand, because of the cold, those kind of things. But the cars that are using fuel, they easily, get ready than those ones that are using diesel. You understand? So but it does not mean that, it does not show any disadvantage in them. It's just that you just have to be patient. You understand? Just little bit patient. You see this something will get ready and you can kick off. Then for you to just go there and be pressing your pedal, you see some people peeping at you from the window. You think that maybe this person just the trip for me. No, it's having this kind of thinking. Are you sure that this person is normal? You understand? So maybe they are even planning to call ambulance for that person. Maybe you don't know. So please don't, place yourself in that position, because it is not true that to gain the, environmental, or to reduce the pollution or the environmental pollution or the atmospheric pollution, that you need to always press the accelerator pedal different time, you understand, until the gauge got to the normal temperature, level. No, it's not true. The answer is falso. Per salvaguardare l'ambiente dall'inquinamento atmosferico bisogna premere diverse volte a fondo i pedali dell'acceleratore affinché il veicolo raggiunga in fretta la temperatura di esercizio. Falso. It is not so. You don't have to be pressing your pedal because you want the temperature of the vehicle to increase. The answer is false. Number four says, per salvaguardare l'ambiente, Sister Vicky, this one you said this one. I hope you are not, the person that I'm talking to that is always waking up to press the pedal of your vehicle. Very good. Number four said, per salvaguardare l'ambiente dall'inquinamento atmosferico e acustico, quando si cambia marcia, bisogna premere a fondo i pedali dell'acceleratore. Okay, Sister Sophia said falso, Mr. Victor said falso to this number four. Sister Happy said falso, okay. Please do not forget to share this video, because your liking, your sharing also encourages me. And also, even after this video, please, if you can also come back, share it, like it, comment. It is always, encouraging, you understand? And please don't also forget that you can super chat me, you understand? If you feel like you can do so, I will appreciate you. So that is that one. And also, please, I also want to remind us that on the 15th of next month, I will be doing my dad's burial here in the city of Ferrara. You are all invited. So I welcome you as you come. And also, if you still can't come, I appreciate you, you understand? Because I know every one of us is busy. So it's not something easy. So Mr. Chigoze said number four, falso. Sister Happy said number four, falso. I don't know if you are referring to number four, Sister Happy, but I guess so. Sister Amaka said four, falso. Mr. Robinson said four, falso. Mr. Friday said four, falso. Sister Grace said four, falso. Sister Grace, where have you been? Long time. You are welcome. Mr. Monday said four, falso. Mr. Victor said four, falso. Mr. Desmond said falso. Sister Faith said four, falso. Okay, I think Mr. Desmond, yes, just correct that by writing four, falso to be specific. Sister Vicky said four, falso. Mr. Mans said four, falso. And yes, I said Ferrara. So, okay, you said falso. Per salvaguardare l'ambiente dall'inquinamento atmosferico acustico, quando si cambia marcia bisogna premere a fondo i pedali dell'acceleratore. Now, what is this question talking about? Some people, whenever they are driving a car, okay, Sister Chichi, good afternoon. I think you are just coming out. You are welcome. You said falso, very good. Some people, when they are driving a car or, motorcycle, you see, for example, let's use motorcycle, for example. You hear something like this. Vroom, 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 vroom. That is how it's supposed to be. But when you now hear a situation like this, boom, 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 that's time of you, you know, that time you clutch down, you know, pressing the accelerator, it is not needed. You understand? You are only increasing air pollution and you know, atmospheric pollution. You understand? Okay. Thank you for that, Sister Vicky. I know when you go back to Africa now, you will tell the person, you will tell the person that he or she don't have to do that every morning. So that is good. So you don't have to, you know, press your accelerator pedal or acceleration pedal. You understand? I think, let me do this. So you don't have to press this acceleration pedal or the accelerator, you understand? Anytime you want to change your gear, you move from 1 to 2, you turn to 2, vroom, 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 3, vroom, vroom, vroom. No, you are making noise, and you know, and that reminds me, if you own your car, you own the engine of your car, and the car is not, you know, it's because it's supposed to be steady. But it's not steaming. Before you know what, it's off. And you now think that by, you know, pressing the accelerator will help you to sustain that steaming. It shows that your car is faulty. Because when you own your car, it's supposed to maintain that steaming. You are not supposed to be the one to sustain it. Boom, boom, boom. It shows that it's faulty. Now, you can only do that maybe because you want to go to work and you feel that maybe this car, now it's not time for you to be calling mechanic, you understand? Maybe you try it and you see that something is, it's okay, it can take you to work. You just use it to go to work, you understand? And maybe because in that case, you are, can I call it emergency, or you are in semi-emergency, you understand? So you just do that to take it to work, but bear it in mind that your car is faulty. It's not how it's supposed to be, because you are supposed to own your car. Even without your leg, and that is where so many people make mistakes whenever they are doing practical. If you notice it, one of the challenges that people face in practical is parking. Let's, for example, I want to park in this place. I want to park here. You know, I'm having car A, car B, car C, and car D. Let me call this one car D. And I have a space that is still free. I want to put my car C in this place. Whenever I'm carrying out this maneuver, I come from here. This is where I, you know, where is this thing? Oh, okay. So, no. I come from here, you understand? I will stop here, you understand? Stop at the same level or with the same level of this car. But sometimes it depends on how you are going to turn your steering. I advise you to go a little bit further. You understand? For you to have your car stop like this, you understand? A little bit further to this one. Then when you are coming back, you want to enter this place. You can even do that without touching the accelerator. It's just for you to release the clutch, the friction. When you release your leg, you start releasing your leg from the friction, you see your car. But don't forget, if you release it fully, it's going to off. Your car is going to off. That is true. But if you release it a little, you understand, you release it a little, without even pressing your pedal, the accelerator pedal, you see the car, that is, you will see a smooth movement of your car. I will see the smooth movement of your car. You understand? But when you start pressing it, that's when you see, before you know what, you know, they said you are not ready to write exam. Release the leg from the clutch of your car. If you are doing practical, I want you to put this in practice. You understand? Just be free the throttle. Release leg from your clutch, as in little by little. You be removing leg from your clutch. Little by little, you see that this clutch will be, your vehicle will be moving little by little, because in that place you want to park here. You don't need to, to go faster. It's just a kind of, small little movement, very, you need to move progressively to get to that place. You understand? It's not something of boom, boom, except maybe you are, professional, extra professional, you have to do all those things. You understand? I'm using the word extra professional. I don't think there is something like extra professional, but just to let you understand what I'm talking about. So, doing that by releasing this throttle or the accelerator, as in leaving it free, and also, liberating your leg from this clutch, little by little, you will see your car coming, slowly, and you will park your car very well. You understand? So this is one of the things that some people who are, doing practical, they don't really know. It's not something that you can understand one day, but if you try it, you understand? Try it once, try it twice. Immediately you get it, parking will never be your problem. You understand? Because it is that movement, you understand, that is very difficult in parking. You want to throttle and release your clutch, you understand, and at the same time you are watching your side mirror. But if you're only controlling your left leg, you understand, you see it will be moving. It is obvious, maybe if the car want to off, obviously you need to, press it a little to give little fire to it, you understand? So just that is, by the way, you understand, you can also put that in practice if you are doing practical, you understand? So then the question, for example, anytime you want to change your gear, you don't have to press the clutch of your car and pressing your pedal, you understand? You're doing that, you are only increasing what is called inquinamento atmospherico and acoustical, you understand, which is atmospheric pollution, which is environmental pollution, and also the noise pollution, you understand? So the answer is FASO. Thank you, Sister Maybe, for reminding them to like the video, but many people here, they are, those people who don't really like my video, especially my video, you understand? So they don't like, it's not nice for them, you understand, to like it. So that is why it's like that. Thank you for reminding them anyway. So number 4, we said number 4 is FASO, per salvaguardare l'ambiente dall'inquinamento atmosferico e acustico. Quando si cambia marcia, bisogna premere a fondo I pedali dell'acceleratore, the answer is FASO. So we have number 5, which said, I veicoli che rispettano le normative anti-inquinamento Euro 4 emettono una quantità di gas inquinanti maggiore di quello omologati secondo le normative Euro 0. Vero o falso? Let us. Okay, thank you, sister. Thank you, Lady JP, for that, message. I appreciate you. Yes, may his soul rest in perfect peace. Thank you. So, number 5. Mr. Victor said FASO to number 5. Sister Sophia said FASO. Sister Happy said Vero. Sister Linda said FASO. That is Sister Linda Home Recipes. You see, that is one thing I will also advise us from here. It is not bad for you to see, especially, for example, we are having a Linda Home Recipe. After this meeting, you can also click on her YouTube, a link, click on it, you can follow her. Maybe she might be having something that are, interesting. You can listen to her, you understand? Though I have not really taken time to do that, but I believe after this, I will also do that. We are having so many people here. I think we also have something else. Thank you, Sister Sophia, for that super chat. I appreciate you for that. We also have, I think we must, I can see, okay, Lady JP I don't know what that, channel is all about, but you can also visit it. It might be something that are useful to us. That is why I always tell us, you see these two people, Sister Wallace TV and Mr. Sonero TV, you may not understand the importance of those people's platform. But those of us who have been here for a very long time, we understand what those people are doing. So many people fall into different kind of, problem without just which a little information would have saved you from. So you may not understand sometimes because people take time to seek information. These people, they meet with lawyers, they meet with, maybe syndicati. So they go to different places to seek information to bring it to you. And this information might take them, it might last 5 minutes. You would think maybe it's 5 minutes, but this might be an information that they pay transportation for. They might even pay lawyer for. They might pay so many things, and it might take them days to get this information to bring to you. One day I saw Sonero TV make, there is something he published, you understand? Under the comment, I saw somebody, raising insult. I felt some things inside me. I say, if this guy understands what Sonero is doing through this information, you wouldn't have, even if let's assume this information is not what you, why trying to, make some anyhow comments, you understand? So please, there are so many platforms here that you can follow. They might be useful, you understand? Sometimes we always do one thing, especially people we know, when we see them doing things that are good, we don't care because we know them, you understand? It is not a surprise because it happens to Jesus Christ. But please, like for example, this Lady JP TV, you can, go out there, see what she's having. If it's something that is interesting to you, fine. The same thing with this, our sister Linda home recipe. You can click on it, later you see it. If it is fine, you can follow up, you understand? That is how also you can also support them, you understand? Let us not forget that we can always be, a source of support to everyone, to each other, you understand? It is very good. I appreciate you for doing that, and also thank you for giving me the permission to say that. So this number 5, we're having different response, we have, okay, like I said, we have Mr. Victor, we said Faso, and Sister Sophia said Faso, Mr. Festo said Vero. Later home recipe said Faso, Mr. Gostam said Faso, Mr. Chigozi said Faso, Mr. Friday said Faso, Sister Chichi said Faso, Mr. Desmond said Faso, Mr. Robinson said Faso, and Mr. Joshua said Faso. That is 3 Faso, and Sister Grace said Faso. Mr. Victor said Faso, and Sister Edith said Faso. Sister Amas said Faso. Sister Faith said Faso. Mr. Solomon said Faso. If not that we are on YouTube, I wish we are on our, okay, Sister Vicky said, I don't understand number 5. Thank you for being honest. If not, I'm not trying to say that every other person who responded, they are not honest. But if not that we are on YouTube, this thing, if it was a Zoom meeting, I would have leave it open and ask for somebody to explain the meaning of this question. But however, very good. As usual, I'm not just going to tell us whether it's Vero or Faso. This question has so many things that we need to listen to, we need to know them, you understand, in order to, have a good comprehension of what this thing is talking about. For example, it's i veicoli che rispettano la normativa anti-inquinamento Euro 4. What is la normativa anti-inquinamento Euro 4? Here it says emettono una quantità di gas. That is, this type of vehicle, they apply higher quantity of gas, you understand, in the pollution of air, you understand, respect to the vehicles that is under the normativo of Euro 0. Now, this is going to take us a little bit, it's going to take us a longer time, but we need to do the explanation before we come to the conclusion of knowing whether it is true or false. For example, what is Euro 0? So many of you must have heard of this Euro 2, Euro 1, Euro 0, those kind of things. Or so many of you might have not heard of it because you have not started driving. But when you start driving, you will really understand what it is. You understand? Okay, you say I can explain, though. Very good, Sister Sophia. Okay, very good. Don't worry, I will call you to explain that one. No, don't worry. Thank you for that anyway. Euro 0. What is Euro 0? Sister Sophia, be very, stay attentively and let me know if this explanation corresponds to what you understand, because I also need correction. If I'm wrong, you also can correct me. I appreciate that one, because we are here to learn, and we are all subjected to learning, you understand, which is very good, for our head. So Euro 0, what is it? Now, this category, includes all petrol vehicles without a catalyst and non-eco diesel. These are mostly vehicles registered before 31st of December 1992, the date after which homologation to the Euro 1 class becomes mandatory. Since they are highly polluting, in many cities they cannot circulate, even regardless of traffic block, except then for some exceptional reasons, such as classic cars. Let me also try to bring it down. This Euro 0, there's those category of vehicles, you understand, that they are very high in pollution, you understand? Because in the olden days, there are ways some cars are produced, and they don't even respect rules, you understand? Not that they don't respect rules, there are some rules that was not in place for them to respect. So they produce car, and this car they pollute air, excessively, you understand? So, but in I think in the year 1992, you understand, I think, or 1991, you understand. So they, they introduced this, legislation, you understand, which include, the obligation of catalysts to vehicles exhaust. That is why you now see, because before what happened is that some cars will have catalysts, some cars will not have catalyst in their exhaust. And what is the function of this catalyst? Catalyst is a kind of an element inside that exhaust that helps to reduce the pollution of the air before it is liberated, to the public. You understand? So before, some cars will have it, before they will not have it. You understand? Then before in that year, you understand, they now introduce this regulation that every car, it is mandatory for them to have this catalyst. You understand? Now, what now happened to the vehicles, the cars that was produced before, then the cars that was produced before, they now fall under the Euro 0, which means these vehicles, they produce excessive, pollution, air pollution. You understand? They pollute air, in excess. You understand? Then another thing I want us to know from here is that so many of these cars, they are, highly restricted in so many cities, in so many places. You understand? Except all those. Now you will see, for example, in some cities, you will see, especially this as summer is approaching, you see all these all those cars. They call it Máquina de época. You understand? All those old cars. You see them moving. You understand? Inside the city, they'll modelize it. They will, make them look beautiful, you understand, to watch. You see them everywhere. Only in that exceptional cases, you see all those vehicles. Otherwise, inside cities, in so many cities, those cars, their movement is restricted, you understand? They don't allow them to circulate in so many cities. So if you want to buy a car, for example, and the date of the car is let me say 30th November 1991 or 1992, I would advise you not to buy it, because you need to consider so many things, especially if you are living in some cities. You are going to have so many restrictions. You understand? You are going to have so many restrictions because there are places you cannot go with it. There are so many questions you have to answer, because these cars, they don't have what is called catalyst. You understand? So their pollution is very dangerous. You understand? They pollute high. You understand? That is why they are restricted. Then after this Euro 0, then we have this Euro 1. This is actually where the whole thing started. You understand? Where every other one is considered Euro 0. You understand? Now, what is this Euro 1? Euro 1, this is the legislation that has been in force since 1993 and has effectively made the catalytic converter and electronic injection compulsory in petrol engines, causing the disappearance of carburetors. Now, so many of us here, we have a spirit, we have a mechanic, we have people, who have good experience, with car engines. You understand? You understand this thing that I'm talking about. For example, what is this place telling us? This legislation, take note, these are rules, regulations made for companies that are, producing cars. For example, what is this thing talking about? If I happen to be a company that is producing car, who based in Tokyo, or maybe in Japan, in China, or in Africa, in Asia, or in America, or in anywhere, Australia, and I want to produce a car that I know that this car, I'm going to sell it in Europe, I must have to follow this Euro 1. If the year that I'm producing this car is within the year 1993 to now, you understand? I must make sure that this car, you understand, is approved with catalyst converter and electronic injection. You understand? Otherwise, the car, they will say that this car did not meet up with the European standard. You understand? That is when you hear European standard, American standard. You understand? This is one of them. Now, what is this legislation talking about? It's saying that every car from 1993, you understand, must make sure that they have a catalytic converter, catalytic converter and electronic injection, you understand, of in petrol engine, you understand. Why? Because in the olden days, this is the catalytic converter, you understand. Inside this exhaust, you have what is called catalyst, you understand, inside. That is, purifying the smoke, you understand, to make it to be less, to be less polluted, you understand, to the environment. So that is it. Now, in the olden days, all these things, like for example, echo. If you look at this exhaust, you see that here we don't have catalyst. Here we don't have catalyst, you understand? But if you look at this exhaust, here you have catalyst, here you have catalyst. This is European standard. This one is not European standard. Even if this one is European standard, or maybe it's in Europe, it's going to be an old car that is in Europe, which will definitely be restricted to circulate in so many cities, you understand? Because it's not having catalyst. And this one, if you look at this exhaust, you see that we are having catalyst here, a catalytic converter here, and this here you don't have it, you understand? This kind of car, you will see it when you on it, you will see the smoke making us all sort of noise as if there is war, in your vicinity. You understand? But here they make sure all these things they avoid it. You understand? They they do it in a way that all these things are are reduced. You understand? In order to reduce or diminish the air pollution. You understand? So then after that one, for those of us who know car very well that time, you will hear that they will tell you that the injector is dirty. You understand? That is why your car is smoking. Or maybe the injector comes with water. The carburetor is dirty. That is why the car is smoking. Sometimes when you want to repair the car, you see the mechanic will open the bonnet. From there, you'll be touching something, making vroom, 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 vroom. You will see this is what that person is turning. At the back of it here, you see this thing, that is what is turning, because this one, that is a cable from here that is connected to the clutch. That when you clutch it from there, it will respond from here. But when you also drag it from here, the same thing, you understand? But they now understand that this thing is polluting the more, you understand? What they now do is to introduce this law, which made it obligatory for every vehicle, to be using, every petrol vehicle to be using what is called injector, you understand? So that law or that rules and regulation helps, in the disappearance of this, carburetor by the introduction of this, injector, you understand? That is why you now have this, every of this fuel vehicle, they now use injector instead of carburetor. So this is as the result or as the help of this, Euro 1, you understand? So the legislation of Euro 1, don't forget this Euro 1, Euro 2, Euro 3, they are all legislation, you understand? They are rules and regulation, that is applied by the European Union to say that every vehicle that is coming to our territory must have to meet up with this standard. So then we have Euro 2. What is this Euro 2? This is a legislation that has been in force since 1997, you understand? And has imposed different limits between petrol and diesel engine, e.g. vehicles with their first registration as early as 1996. So if, for example, I'm having a vehicle that is, the registration is 1996, I understand that this is Euro 2, you understand? And this Euro 2 car, you understand, is, is still, So it's still a vehicle that, you know, that's the pollution, the air pollution is still a little bit high, you understand? So in that legislation, you know, so many things were limited, you understand? So if I'm having vehicle, like for example, that is registered, that maybe the first year of registration is 1996, I should understand that the vehicle fall under Euro 2. So for example, if I go to a city like Milano or Rome or Torino, and I see a place where they write divieto di accesso ai veicoli Euro 2, I'm supposed to understand that I'm not supposed to enter there, because what I'm driving is the vehicle with Euro 2. Now, after Euro 2, we now move to Euro 3. What is this Euro 3? This is the legislation that has been in force since 2001 and has introduced the installation on board of cars of an emission monitoring system known as the acronym of OBD, on board diagnostic. With this system, new limits are established above which a malfunctioning warning light must turn on to warn the driver of the presence of a problem with the vehicle's ecological system. What is this Euro 3? Euro 3. So this is the legislation. For example, what now happened? They now realize that, for example, if maybe in my car, you understand, maybe the water pump is having problem, or the oil pump is having problem. Maybe I might just be driving in autostrada, before you know what, suddenly the car will just break down. So this Euro 3 now said, no, this is not how it's supposed to be. I'm supposed to be notified before my car got broke down. Then they now introduce this legislation saying that before my car breakdown, there is supposed to be a spy that will notify me. For example, in this case, for example, there is, if this light is on, I will understand that the engine of my car is faulty. I need to visit the mechanic. For example, I'm having this light on. I will understand that, no, something is wrong with my engine. I need to visit mechanic. So this is as the result of this legislation of this Euro 3, which says that before my car should break down, break down, or before my car break down, I'm supposed, or I should be notified, you understand, with a sign. This sign will help me if I'm supposed to maybe travel a 200 kilometer distance or a 1,000 meter distance. I will know that, no, I cannot. Before I engage myself in this kind of journey, let me first of all take my vehicle to the mechanic, you understand, to make sure the mechanic resolve this problem, you understand. So this Euro 3 now help us to make sure that this all this spy is they are our vehicle is equipped with all this spy to give us the necessary information before we become a victim of car breakdown. You understand? Then what after that one, we now have this Euro 4, which is another interested part due to the question we are having at hand. It's this Euro 4, this is a legislation that has been in force since 2006. But before then, don't forget, if your car is, if you are driving a car, you want to buy a car that is, the registration is 2001, take note, your car is Euro 3, you understand? Because from 2001 above, that is where we have this Euro 3, you understand? Then we now have Euro 4. Euro 4, this is a legislation that has been in force since 2006 and has in fact imposed the adoption of the particulate filter for diesel engine. So you now say this Euro 4 now said, no, all those diesel engine, we need to have a particular filter. This particular filter will help them to pollute the air lesser. So Euro 4 pollutes air lesser. You understand? It does not pollute air more. But we'll come back to that. Let us look to Euro 5 and 6 before we go back to Euro 4 and 1. Now, and 0, sorry. Now, this Euro 5, this is a legislation that has been in force since October 2008. The Euro 5 standard, the Euro 5 standard requires the particulate filter and the SCR selective catalytic reduction catalyst to be respected by diesel, but also reduces the emission level allows for petrol cars. Now, this Euro 5, it is a kind of an additional, something to this diesel car engine. You understand? Additional filter to help filter the more the diesel vehicle. You understand? Therefore, this one also produced lesser by the help of this selective catalyst reduction. You understand? For example, what happened? You see, this is your exhaust, this is your engine, and this is where the smoke comes in. You understand? It comes to this place. Here we have carbon monoxide. This is carbon monoxide reduction, one of the most dangerous carbon. You understand? From here, it will come back to this place. You have this PM reduction, and also we have this NOx reduction, which is a nitrogen oxide reduction. And this nitrogen oxide reduction is this SCR catalyst that was introduced in this Euro 5, you understand, which is this selective catalytic reduction. You understand? So Euro 5 also becomes, less, polluting respect to every other, legislation or every other year cars. You understand? When it comes to the diesel engine car, you understand? So because of this, SCR catalyst, you understand, that is introduced through this legislation. You understand? For example, if I am a production company that is producing cars, you understand? For example, in China, and I produce a car in the year 2008, and I produce a car in the year 2008, and this car is a diesel engine, and in this diesel engine, I did not include this SCR catalyst, which is NOx reduction, nitrogen oxide reduction. That is to say, that car cannot be sold in the European Union because it's not meeting the European standard. That is what this thing is telling us. You understand? Now we understand Euro 5. Let's move to this Euro 6, which this Euro 6 or Euro 6, is mandatory for every vehicle registered from January 2016. The limit for CO, which is carbon monoxide emission, are 0.5 gram per kilometer for diesel, and 1 gram per kilometer for petrol. Those for nitrogen oxide 0.080 kilogram per kilometer for diesel, and 0.060 for petrol. Those of particulate matters PM, which is 0.005 gram per kilometer for both. Now, all these things you might not necessarily need them, but as usual, I cannot go and tell you that question is just Vero or is FASO. Some people will say, why is it Vero? Why is it FASO? What is error? What is error doing? But by explaining this thing, it will leave you open to understanding of this question, so that whenever it is twisted, no matter how it's twisted, you will understand what they are talking about. For example, this is one of those cars that we are talking about, those olden days cars. Sometimes you see them inside the city, you understand, but without all those events, you cannot see these vehicles, you understand, just moving like that in some cities, you understand, because they are restricted. These are Aero Zero, you understand, a vehicle, because these are old cars, you understand. So now, before we go and answer our question, how do you know, if you want to buy a car, how do you know the year that this car is produced? You understand? This is another a concern that so many of us who really want to, have idea of. You understand? Now, if you want to buy a car, there are two ways you can, know it. For example, I'm going to start with this one, the plate number. Now, if sometimes you see a car where they write in the plate number, you see 06. This car, this 06 shows to me that this car, the car is the registration of this guy is in 2006. Why this one is 2000, you see 07 here, 2007. That will help you. Maybe, for example, you want to buy a car and you are having the plate number 02. And the person is telling me that this is a 2008 model. My dear brothers and sisters, be very careful, look at it very well, because something is already fishy. You understand? Because you cannot have 02 on the plate number, and you are telling me that the registration of the car is 2008. It becomes something, suspicious. You understand? But there are some plate number like this where you don't have it at all. You understand? Nothing is written. Like mine, nothing is written like that. In that case, you need to go to the carta di circolazione, which is the libretto. When you go to the carta di circolazione, like here, if you look this place very well, you see B. You see B. 26 January 2000. So this is the year that this car is registered. You understand? Now, if you at the back of your carta di circolazione, all these things, this B, D, E, F, what they mean, their meaning is there. If you want to know what this I is, turn the back of your vehicle. You understand? Turn the back of your vehicle, you will see what this I mean. If you want to know what the J mean, J-I, sorry, I said the back of your vehicle, the back of the carta di circolazione is written there. They are very small, but if you look at it, you will see it. So everything about your car is written there. You will see it, the year of the registration, which is 26th of January, the year 2000. You understand? So if you want to buy a car, this is how you know all those things. And please don't forget, I don't advise you to buy a car that is of that 01, except you want to use it to do all those, all those gara, all those events that all those old vehicles they do carry out. You understand? But say you want to drive it, because so many cities like Rome, Torino, Milano, I think even some places in Emilia Romagna, they have a high restriction for all those vehicles that of Aero 0, Aero 1, or so many, and so on. You understand? You'll be seeing maybe places you want to enter, they will tell you that divieto di accesso ai veicoli Aero 2, divieto di accesso ai veicoli Aero 1. And take note, it is not the way, because the number is less. That is how less consuming, less polluting they are. No, Aero 0 is highly polluted. Highly polluted compared to Aero 1. Then from Aero 1, Aero 2, Aero 2, Aero 3, Aero. So just like that, take note of that one, because if you can remember that one, you have to answer some questions. Now, We've answered this, we've explained this one. Okay, now, to answer our question, we are going to compare Euro 0 and Euro 4, because don't forget our question is referring, or it has to do with Euro 0 and Euro 4. If you write it down, you understand what I'm saying. Now, what is Euro 0 to, recap? It said, this one here is T. This category includes all petrol vehicles without a catalyst. So all vehicles without a catalyst and non-eco diesel. What do we understand by non-eco diesel? Eco diesel, this word eco diesel, they are those vehicles that are less, they pollute less, you understand? The non-eco diesel, they are those vehicles that they are very, eco diesel, they are vehicles that, they pollute high. Their level of pollution is very high. While non-eco diesel, they are those ones that they pollute, they pollute, low, you understand? So these Euro 0, they are those vehicles that their pollution, the way they pollute the air is very high because they don't have catalyst, you understand, in their exhaust. So the way the smoke is coming out from the engine, that is the way it's coming out, you understand, of the exhaust. So there is no filter, that is filtering those smoke, you understand? So he said these are mostly vehicles registered before 31st December 1992, the date after which homologation to the Euro 1 class became mandatory. So before the homologation of the Euro 1 becomes mandatory, this Euro 0, they were the car, in circulation then. But after that one, they now said, no, there must be a homologation of, Euro 1, which means that every vehicle must have, catalyst, you understand? So since in that case, they are, highly polluting, you understand? So since they are highly polluting, you understand? In many cities, that is because of, say, this type of vehicle, they are, high in pollution, they are high, they pollute, highly, you understand, in so many ways. So therefore, in some cities, these vehicles, they are restricted, you understand? They don't, allow them of circulation, you understand? So except in some cases where maybe all those vehicles, like those are ancient vehicles, you understand? So now you can see that Euro 0 cars, they are, they are vehicles that they are very high, in polluting environment. While Euro 4, this is legislation that has been in force since 2006 and has in fact imposed the adoption of the particular filter of diesel engine. Therefore, Euro 4 have a particular filter of diesel engine. In that case, Euro 4 is not that one that is, polluting higher, you understand, respect to Euro 0. Therefore, i veicoli che rispettano la normativa anti-inquinamento Euro 4 emettono una quantità di gas inquinanti maggiore di quelli omologati secondo le normative Euro 0. Falso, because what this question is saying that all those Euro 4 vehicles, they are the ones that are, highly involved in the, their gas is highly involved in polluting the air, respect to that of the ones of Euro 0, which is not true, because Euro 0, they are the one that are highly involved. Like I said, the way the smoke is coming out from the engine, the way the combustion takes place, that is how everything is coming out from the exhaust. Because if we look at this exhaust here that we have here, if we look at this exhaust here, where is it? If we look at these two exhaust here, you see this one has no catalyst, you understand? So the way it's coming from there, the way it's coming out, you understand? Why this one have this, catalytic filter, you understand, that is going to filter the smoke, you understand, before it come out, you understand. So this one, we consume, we produce less pollution, while this one will produce high pollution. My dear brothers and sisters, we don't have much time, but we still have some questions to answer. But because of this, error that, we come across through this question, it has really taken us time. I would like to call it a day from here, while next Saturday we'll continue from where we stop. So at this time, I don't know if we have questions. Don't forget. I don't know if we have questions that we don't understand. Yes, error say is the latest, you understand, which is the latest, you understand, from 2016, you understand. So that is error say. Okay, yes, you said you are new with this topic. Okay, very good. Yes, you see, I decided to go to this topic because I see that this topic, some questions coming from here, is really, is giving so many people, so many of us, headache, you understand? That is why I just decided to go specific to this topic, you understand? So this time I want to call it a day. I appreciate your time. If there is anything you don't understand, please don't forget that you can also reach me with this number, 388-315-24, which is the number that you can, reach me through WhatsApp or through a direct call. I prefer a direct call because if you call through WhatsApp, you might not reach me. You understand? 388-643-15-24. Oh, okay, because I changed it to. So, 388-643-15-24. This is the number you can reach me with. If there is any, I'm new with this topic, couldn't answer anyone. Don't worry, Sister Blessing, don't worry. Little by little, always tell us. As you stay longer in the darkness, you will, very soon, you will surely have your way. You'll be seen, you understand? There is no how, you understand? It's just a matter of time. Don't worry. And also, please, later always try, if it's convenient for you, to go and review the lesson, you understand? You understand it better. So I appreciate your time. Without you, I don't think I would have been here today. I thank you for your time. See you next Saturday, if nothing changed. But in case, or should in case, I will still let you know. Have a wonderful day to every one of you. I wish you happy new week. Thank you. And also happy new month to every one of you. Bye-bye.